Beast Wars Season 3, Episode 4, Cutting Edge. Now, this was an interesting episode in a couple of different ways. So, first off, we get the prehistoric humans back. And in one regard, that's really cool. They actually show the prehistoric character that actually has the stick with the stone in it, so he has like the prehistoric axe and stuff. But in this episode, we also see kids. We actually see young kids. Like I mentioned this before, they have the most hilarious design. Like I love the 3D effects on all the Transformers is just phenomenal. It looks amazing. And they show these freaking characters sometimes, and it's the funniest thing I've ever seen because they look like, and obviously they aren't meant to look like normal humans, and I think that's what makes it so funny because it's like obviously they're prehistoric humans, so they have our features and they of course have eyes and ears and nose and everything, but they're still like super hairy and they're like dark brown, so they're like meant to be still evolving from monkeys and everything. So it's like this is still really funny to me because they look so bad, but it's like I know they're not meant to just be like modern humans, but it's that weird. It's not the uncanny valley because that's a different thing, but this is just like it's just so funny when I see them. And they had a hilarious scene when the Neanderthals get attacked early on in this episode, and they have a boy and a girl, and the Predacons come in and attack, and the freaking girl screams, and it was the funniest thing ever. Like they made her mouth like so wide when she's screaming, it just looks so funny to me. And they actually end up getting attacked by basically these transmetal raptors that Tarantulas has created, and it's pretty nuts. Like he has like a group of 3 of them, and it's a really awesome scene. They have this scene in the opening of the season. It's like my favorite scene in the opening now, but it's this cool shot, and this happens towards the end of the episode. But there's this awesome shot where Tarantulas is in like his like pseudo vehicle mode, and so he's driving, and he's got like 3 metal raptors like running behind him. I love that. Seems like a split second in the opening, but when I saw the actual scene, I was like, this is still a really cool shot. Like I just love that scene. And it's like a nice wide shot, and it's just tarantulas driving, and there are like 3 metallic like transmetal raptors behind him, and it's just really cool. So that's just a random thing. I just like that moment. But the main focus of this episode is to get these children back to their parents and get find their tribe and save them, because the Maximals come in after they get attacked by these new Roboraptors. They come in. It's like Optimus. The first thing he says, and this was really weird to hear, he was like, "Protect those kids." I was like, that is the weirdest thing to hear in this show because it's not like it's such a human term. It's so weird. Where he's like, protect those kids. It's like, that's such a weird thing to hear, 3 seasons in and, 30 something episodes into the series. It's like, that's such a weird thing to hear, Optimus say, like, protect those kids. But, they go in, they do save the kids. The parents end up taking off because things are just going nuts when they're getting attacked by these creatures. So they take the kids back to the base, and it's like, alright, we have to help them find their tribe. So Optimus decides he's going to send Blackarachnia out, and it's like, alright, of course he doesn't want to do that, but he's like, I'm going to send you out and kind of prove your mettle a little bit. And so, of course, with Blackarachnia going, Silverbolt is the #1 option, where he's like, hey, I will go with her, because, that's my girlfriend, basically. So, he's like, I'll go with her. Optimus is like, no, I need her, basically what he said, and this made perfect sense actually, it was like, I need her focused 100% on the mission to protect the kids. And I was like, that makes a lot of sense. I think, personally, they'd both be distracted, but Silverbolt would be way more distracted than Blackarachnia would be. But Optimus had a perfect point. He was like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like, no, she'd be distracted, and so would he. And Cheetor decides that he'll go ahead and he'll take on the mission. And so this connects back to an earlier scene where the kids are running around and Blackarachnia gets annoyed. She's like, oh, these little kids or whatever. And Cheetor's chasing them, and he runs around the corner and he slams into her by accident. He's like, oh, sorry. And they have this pause where he's looking at her, and it's like he's attracted to her, and he doesn't really know how to feel about it. He's the kid. So he's with her in this moment, and he's like, oh, he's sorry. And you can tell how he's feeling. And she's like, you're a nice kid or whatever, because obviously she knows what's happening too. And she's like, you know, you're a nice kid. And then Silverbolt shows up in that same scene, and it's kind of one of those weird moments. And it was a really good episode for this, but it was hilarious. So he showed up, and she's like, oh, it was kind of like, but I got a man sort of thing. And it's like, you know, like she started off really nice. He's like, you're a good kid. And then it's like, oh, here's my boyfriend. That's 2 strikes against you. And she like pushes him back, and she's like, don't try for strike 3. And so he was a little mad, and he was like, you know, I'm not a kid. And he's like, you know, maybe I'm not even that nice. And that was the earlier scene. So when they have the moment where Blackarachnia is going on the mission and Silverbolt isn't allowed, Cheetor, like, jumps at the chance, like, I'll go. He's like, you know, I'll go. And Silverbolt, this is probably got to be one of my favorite episodes for just realistic comedy. But he was so pissed off. When Cheetor put his hand up, like, oh, I'll go, Silverbolt just looked like, And he just had that look on his face, like, he's trying to touch my girlfriend. It was the funniest thing to me. Like, I was like, this is perfect. Like, this is absolutely hilarious to me. So I love that. It was really funny. They go through the episode. They're on this crazy mission. Blackarachnia like hates the little girl, but the girl really likes her. And she's like trying to mimic her and stuff. And there's this cute little part where she like puts a coconut on her head, because Blackarachnia's head is like it's like a dome, but it also has like the little golden line. So it's kind of perfect. She's trying to mimic her. And Blackarachnia is looking at this little scanner, and she's like shaking it. And so the girl like shakes her hand, and when Blackarachnia pushes buttons, the girl like pushes buttons on her hands. So she's trying to mimic her and stuff. And Cheetor was like playing around with the boy and stuff, and they're like flying around in the air. He totally could have killed this kid, because he's like flipping and spinning and junk. But he's having a blast with this little kid. So they're having a great time. And Blackarachnia is trying to like ignore this little girl. Like, she's so annoying and stuff. And then things get really crazy when they get attacked by Tarantulas and these 3 raptors. And it gets like really crazy. Like, it's like right when they get to their tribe. Like, they see the tribe in the distance. It's like, great, we almost got them there. We'll get them there. We'll head back to base. Everything's golden. And then it gets chaotic when Tarantulas shows up. So they're fighting with them, and they have this really crazy moment where, you know, Cheetor like saves the kids, and he like jumps up into a tree, and so he leaves them up in this tree while they're dealing with the little, I guess the Dinobots, yeah, the little raptor, you know, raptor bots. And so, you know, they have this moment, they're fighting and everything, and Cheetor actually ends up getting knocked out for a quick second, and Blackarachnia takes out, I believe, Tarantulas, and like, you know, I forgot what the, you know, how everything was playing out, but it was one of those moments where it's like, they shouldn't have time to think about this, but they do. So she was standing there, and she was looking up at the kids, and it's like, I could totally just walk away now and, you know, save my own skin. And she kind of looked up at the kids, and they're shaking, they're terrified. They're like up on a branch, just petrified and shaking and scared. And she's like, oh, she was mad at her. She was like, crap. So of course she ends up saving the kids, because, you know, she's becoming more of a hero. And so the rest of the team comes in. Optimus and Silverbolt end up coming in to rescue them, because they're like, you know, hey, we need backup. So, you know, they come in, and, you know, everything turns out fine. So everyone's saved. They get the kids back to their tribe, and they have, once again, a super hilarious moment between Silverbolt, Blackarachnia, and Cheetor. And it was so freaking funny to me, because Cheetor, I forgot exactly how it played out. And I think it was because Cheetor did something where he saved the kids at the last minute, or he like helped Blackarachnia or something like that. And, you know, he was like, you know, they were just talking it up, and he's like, hey, you know, I think we made a pretty cool team. Like, we actually, you know, we saved these kids and stuff in a crazy situation. We made it work just with enough time for reinforcements to show up and help us out. And Blackarachnia was like agreeing with them and stuff. And the Silverbolt was getting mad again. And so she's like, you know, she said, so I forgot exactly what she said during that part, but it was kind of the same sort of thing. And it was like, you know, she didn't like play him off like she did the first time, but, you know, she went away, and it was like, you know, basically like, hey, you know how things are, and you're cool. It was kind of like that sort of thing. It was like, you know, you're cool, but you're also a little young, plus I'm already with Silverbolt, sort of thing. They didn't just flat out say that, but it's always, you know, insinuated in this show. And they had probably my favorite moment the whole episode. So she's walking away, and Silverbolt's super mad still. He's looking back at Cheetor, and Cheetor is looking at them. And Silverbolt puts his wing out to like cover up Blackarachnia, and it made me laugh so much. It was like don't look at my girlfriend's butt and stuff like that. And it was the funniest thing to me because he knew like, oh, he has feelings for Blackarachnia, and so normally he's like the noble guy and stuff, and now he's like, he's trying to look. He's looking at my girlfriend. He's talking it up. I don't like this crap. And he puts the wing out and like, don't look at her. As she walks away, and he covers her out. And I thought that was like the funniest thing. I was like, this is so funny to see him like jealous and angry, but he's got reason to be because Cheetor, it's clear that he's starting to have feelings. And Raptor even mentions that early on because I think he ran into them when Cheetor was talking with Blackarachnia. I think he was there before Silverbolt was, and so he kind of mentioned it a little bit early on in the episode. But it was so fun. It was such a good episode. But that's what sticks out the most is just seeing Silverbolt really mad that Cheetor has feelings for Blackarachnia. And it was like the funniest thing. So I really loved that. It's a good episode overall. And like seeing these kids with Cheetor and Blackarachnia and how they were bonding with them and stuff. And how this was a good episode for Blackarachnia as, the new maximal hero sort of deal. So I really enjoyed that as well. I thought that was good. But like I said, it's just hard not to laugh at those moments. And that's what really sticks out the most. Like I like the new Raptor bots. And something big that actually comes from that, which actually leads into the next episodes, which is a two-parter, is that Megatron realizes, like, oh, these things are unstable, because they realize what the weakness is on these Raptor bots, and it's basically like a joystick that's sticking out of their backs. It's like, oh, that giant target-looking thing, so let's shoot that, and then they go haywire, and they just start jumping like jackrabbits, and then they explode. So that's pretty much how they won, actually. They were like jumping all over the place, and then they would blow up once they figured that out. But they realized, like, alright, these things are a bit unstable, so what we need to do is use an actual spark to bring one of these Raptor bots to life. And so Megatron decides, it just so happens I have one right here, and they only need half the spark. So his plan is to use Rampage's spark to bring one of these new Transmetal Raptor bots to life. And that was a cool way to end it out and everything, and it does lead into the next two episodes, which is really great, actually. But it was really funny. Like, I can't stress enough how much I was laughing at those scenes with Angry Silverbolt. It's just some of the best stuff that they've done. And it's just genuine jealousy and anger. Like, this little kid is trying to, fill up on my girlfriend, and you be mad. It makes perfect sense. Vice versa. People get mad. Like, this little a-hole knows I'm with this person, and then they're just trying to talk it up like, oh, F you, buddy, I want them now. So it was just fun. It was really funny to watch, but it was a really good episode. And like I said, Blackarachnia's story in this was good too, to watch her grow more, as a hero. So that was really cool. But definitely enjoyed it. Of course, if you guys have any comments on this episode or anything Transformers in general, please put your comments down in the comment section below. And of course, thanks for watching.